Welcome, everyone, to another edition of 4D, Def's Daily Dose of Dota. I'm your host, Michael Deficus Plumley, and today is October 21st. It's a Tuesday, so we're going to be doing a jungle episode today. The title of today's episode is 4D Episode 11, Lai Gaming, I still don't know how to pronounce their name, but we're going to be watching LaiG.super's Jungle Enchantress with a bit of a twist. In my last jungle episode, VOD's available on YouTube, we saw a great game of Sand King jungling, a lot of stacking, a lot of AoEing down with Sandstorm. We saw a great blink dagger timing, but today we're going to do a little twist on that. We're going to see how much differently you can jungle with different heroes. I think if you look up Dota 2 jungling inside the client, you'll see about 11 different heroes with different abilities and methods of jungling. One, I already mentioned, Sand King, great AoE ability. You have heroes like Bloodstealer, who can lifesteal. Lifestealer can also lifesteal, that allow for jungling. But there's another one, and a couple of heroes that do jungling through creeps. They can mind control the creeps, whether it be permanently or for a limited duration. So we're going to hop into a game today from the D2L, Season 5, I believe. And we're going to see a game featuring the Enchantress, but also, you'll notice later on, Doom jungling. The two of them together. Doom is another hero who can eat creeps and can jungle a little bit, not so much at the start, but becomes very effective once he's able to. MC, the pack aura from those, I don't even know what they're called, but it's the crit ability. I should have looked up the names of all those, but we're going to hop into the game. And first, start off with the split view today. And I wanted to just show you guys one thing that's key to the success in the Enchantress. And that's just one talent, one rank, and enchant. I have the ability highlighted here, and you'll see that the main things that change as you rank up this talent are the movement slow, because you can also use it on the enemy. It goes from 20, 30, 50, 20, 30, 40, 50 in its percentage, and the cooldowns reduced as well. But the duration stays the same on enemy heroes, the same at all ranks. And the enchant duration stays at 80 seconds, all ranks. So we're going to see our Enchantress pick up just one rank and be able to effectively jungle. And we're going to see Super's idea on what he uses with the jungle early, and how he uses the creeps to his advantage to secure some early kills, and maybe the win for his team in this game of Lai Gaming versus DK. Let's hop into the draft. You guys see it up on the screen, but we're going to go full screen here. And as I roll this forward, you'll notice there's no Enchantress yet. You'd say, well, Def, does that mean we're going to be seeing the Doom jungling? Nope, he's going to be that last pick coming out from Lai Gaming. I always like to look at the compositions here. We see for DK, they have a Faceless Void. They opened their cards very clearly with that first pick, and then followed up with a Skywrath Mage and Ancient Apparition support. Invoker will probably be going mid. So we see a lot of wombo combo in assistance of that Chronosphere. They could use a strength character to make their lineup a little tankier, though. Instead, they're going to go Ember Spirit. That'll be interesting to see. He could also go mid. For Lai Gaming's side, we see a Death Prophet opened up. Great pushing ability. Can mid, can carry as well with the Exorcism. Does a lot of damage coming out. We see a Shadow Demon support. Wraith King could be support. Doom could be offlane, could be jungle. Two strength heroes offer, I think Doom is one of the highest strength gains in the game, so he's going to have a pretty large health pool. But they could use an agility hero if they wanted. They have plenty of carries already. We already know who they're going to pick, though. It will be the Enchantress. That's the name of this episode. It's a jungling day. Doom, as mentioned earlier, can jungle with the help of that Devourer, but not the most effective hero at level 1 jungling.
10 seconds remaining.
We see the DK lineup lacking in heals. Lai Gaming picking up a third hero that has a healing ability. Enchantress can do the AoE heals, Wraith King providing some Vampiric Aura lifesteal, in addition to the Doom, who has Scorched Earth, which is more of a personal heal. So we're going to jump into the game. Lai Gaming have definitely laid their cards on the table with that Enchantress pick. Most common in the jungle. Not very common at level 1 to run her as a support. So we should see DK looking to, as it is usually expected, a team to try and put sentries in the enemy's jungle and just try and block as many of the camps to hinder the both availability of creeps for someone like Enchantress to farm, but also for a more traditional jungle hero like Sand King, Enigma. Very annoying if only 1 or 2 of your camps are available. We see our Lai Gaming squad coming out together. Enchantress presumably got the courier here. Could have been Shadow Demon though. Owned by AAA. I don't even know who that is. Interesting. But we see the heroes roaming into the jungle. They fully expect DK to try and ward up some of their camps, try and block the camps. So they're gonna sit on the precipice here, on the high ground, and hope that DK run up into that. Likewise, what do we see? Skywrath Mage, he has the sentries, he wants to ward the camps. And it's a slaughter. 5 heroes were ready, they were anticipating it. Skywrath Mage falls, Ancient Apparition, only 500 HP, 2 armor at level 1, very squishy. 295 movement speed as well. And that just goes to show you, sometimes jungling, it's not always about what you do after the creeps come out. It's about protecting your jungle so you can get efficient farm, so you can get as many options as you'd like for this Enchantress. And we already have 2 kills on the board for Lai Gaming. For our matchups in this game, it's going to be Death Prophet in the mid lane, facing up against that Invoker. We have this Faceless Void, DK Black. We'll presumably have a tri-lane in the assistance of Skywrath Mage and Ancient Apparition. And Wraith King's going to be pushing out the safe lane here with the assistance of a Shadow Demon and sometimes the Enchantress, if available. The off lane for Lai Gaming is going to be the Doom, starting with the Scorched Earth instead of the Devour. He's going to be laning up against an Ember Spirit. It's the 30-second mark, the creeps are out, he knows that all his camps are available, and what does he select? He selects the Centaur. Excellent choice. 2-second stun duration, also does about 52 damage, and what's that on the courier? It's a Clarity Potion and a Smoke right away. Shadow Demon, his fellow support. We see a lot of really key rotations in these pro games, 2 supports roaming together. And although DK have a ward down here and a sentry to block that camp, they do not see this coming. Skywrath Mage, 500 HP. He is very vulnerable and will fall.
Unrequited.
So Enchantress already involving herself in the game. Sure, she only has 1 last hit, but that's not really the focus of her in this jungle. It's to mind control creeps and get things done. In this case, it was a stun and smoke gank with the assistance of Shadow Demon. And already, 3-0 for Lai Gaming. XDD just continuing to farm up this Satyr, giving him an aura, just helping him regen. I think that's 4 HP, another great hero. But Enchantress just going back, this time into the jungle to procure a Wild Ring Ripper, and using that Centaur Conqueror to finish farming up that lane.
'Tis mine.
And we're going to see the Ripper come out. Cyclone ability, you can use it twice before you're depleting the mana pool. That Tornado is an excellent zoning ability, it does damage and it also slows in an AoE. Going to the last hits denies, there is your standard mid fight. Invoker has his work cut out for him against this Death Prophet mid. Ember Spirit farming up against the Doom. He's going to be able to hold his own, picking Tranquil Boots for some HP regen, and Scorched Earth is going to do work as well. But Enchantress using that clarity potion to enchant another creep, this time a Hellbear Smasher. Excellent tank at 950 HP, one of the highest of all the choices. And an AoE damage, 150 damage, that will work excellent against a creep like this, with only 600 and 300. Attempting to stack the camp, but while we were away, DK finally did get off some sentries. Blocking not one, not two, but all three of the main camps that Lai Gaming Super would be looking to farm. We see Enchantress finish up that wave, and with 23 seconds left and 100 mana left, Hellbear Smasher is going to be looking to rotate in the lane to get something done. He's choosing a 1-1-1 build. As mentioned earlier, by the way, that's another great creep. Dark Troll Summoner has both added DPS with his Raised Dead ability and an Ensnare, 1.75 seconds. Very helpful in securing a gank onto someone like this Faceless Void. But he'll just be forced out of lane. Super was expecting to get some more creep spawns here, but seeing that they're blocked, he orders a sentry immediately, along with a clarity potion and boots of speed to help his rotating effectiveness. The Dark Troll Summoner just continuing to roam into lane and harass Faceless Void out. With the assistance of Shadow Demon, we can already see that doing work, though the last hits are similar. One sentry will deward this bottom camp, just barely missing the top one. And another sentry going here. That might actually block the camp. We'll have to see at the top of the minute mark. I think the box actually goes out to about here. But Enchantress just using the clarity potion, getting back up in mana. Has the untouchable aura, also excellent for jungling, or Roshan, slowing the attack speed of the creeps. And another ability that's good for jungling, though more so for team fights, is the Nature Attendant. 10 heal per second, starting at ×3. You can see it scales up from there. Enchantress checking the camps, quickly rotating to the bottom to attempt to help out the Death Prophet in mid, but he'll be forced back easily, but with his life still saved. Also was able to buy his boots. Ember Spirit was able to claim a kill on that Doom.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Super
under attack.
grabbing at least a Satyr Mind Sealer from this camp, working with what he can. Just using his HP and his untouchable to farm down the waves, even ever so slightly. He'd like to at least take out this camp and get something new. Likewise, we see Shadow Demon farming up this camp. Just contesting farm with this Faceless Void. And in the 6-minute mark rotation, Super just rotating to the top rune to make sure that his mid can secure that Illusion Rune and a restoration of all his bottle charges. And that's a second smoke coming out at the 6-minute mark for Super. At the top of the minute, he sees that he has a Centaur Conqueror now. And a potential gank possible. He does get the stun off. Great awareness for rotating to the lane. But that level 3 time walk will help to get him back to safety. No problem. Enchantress just roaming back. Would have loved to have successfully warded that, but he'll have to work with what he can. Instead, he'll rotate, catch up with Doom, who now has Doom off of cooldown. And just work to contest this lane. Death Prophet has a significant amount of damage coming into him. Already using all his bottle charges. And with this Centaur Conqueror expiring, Enchantress still level 3. We'll see what's next on the slate. Ogre's not the best option. These bruisers don't even have any abilities, and the Frost Mage, an excellent 8 armor bonus, but not much damage if you're looking to go offensive. Instead, Super will rotate to this camp, next to lane, grab another Wild Wing Ripper, who also I think has an armor bonus. Yep, 3 armor, aura. And still just sitting on the Smoke of the Deceit, Doom, in addition to the Tranquil Boots, will now have
middle tower is under attack.
a Blink Dagger coming on the courier. And as we near the 8-minute, we see a rotation coming out from Enchantress. Not too concerned that she didn't hit that level 4 yet. She'll pick up some Dust of Appearance on the courier and look to take advantage of that Smoke of Deceit. However, rotation coming out from DK, a total of 4 people in the bottom lane will claim a kill on Doom. And instead Super, spending time roaming around. And that's quite okay.
Middle tower is under attack.
He's looking for opportunities. He's also waiting for these sentry wards to expire. 8-minute mark. He should know that they're disappearing now, and he will soon have more options at his disposal to enchant. Also, with the 80-second duration and 30-second cooldown, you're able to get 2 or 3 creeps up, even with rank 1. Just using the Centaur to farm the lane, and also pulling the lane. He's going to get hit level 4, get another rank in his AoE heal, and with a Centaur, with 2 stuns available, and 50 seconds remaining, we'll see him steal a Hellbear Smasher, and presumably smoke, and look to create something. Looking at the vision, you can also see another familiar face rotate into the jungle, Doom. As I mentioned earlier, he's not the best at level 1. Doesn't have a lot of abilities that synergize well with killing groups of creeps. But having achieved levels in the offlane, he's now level 8, he has Scorched Earth, and we'll see him farming the jungle as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Super, with the Enchantress now using the creeps to push out the wave, one of which, who is going to die in several seconds, is just pulling the creep wave as quickly as he can, getting some damage in on the creeps. Choosing not to stomp, it's only 25 damage. This Hellbear Smasher, though, 950 HP, an excellent tank. And with the help of a Vampiric Aura, this jungle Enchantress secures the kill. We see with that tower falling, Shadow Demon is able to get an excellent Observer Ward down. And Super will just continue putting pressure with the assistance of Wraith King and Shadow Demon. Doom getting significant damage with his Pack Leader's Aura and Critical Strike that he picked up from the Alpha Wolf. And with the assistance of Doom, which is pure damage now, he will secure that kill. And a double kill on that extremely squishy Ancient Apparition. Another Wild Wing Ripper is picked up, 950 HP. He will attempt to get the stack on these creeps, which he will. And just begin using the Wild Wing Ripper to DPS down these mud golems. The armor bonus will help a little bit. But this is a very juicy stack camp. He could use the Wild Wing Ripper Tornado to AoE down the camp if he chooses, which he might do. And he is. I'd like to point out that this tornado, if I can ever actually get it selected, it's a 600 radius, so it could do 45 damage to some of the close creeps, but only 15 far away. But in addition to that, it's also an attack slow and a movement slow. Plus the animation is very menacing if you're facing someone in lane. And I don't blame him for picking up another Wild Wing Ripper. Wow, that's tough to say. Doom. Now with Doom back off of cooldown. Continuing to occupy the lane. And we see Super farming one lane while using his Wild Wing Ripper to farm another creep camp. Checking the levels, we see the reward of this farming and rotating in the jungle has him and Shadow Demon at the lowest level, but still very close to the supports of DK, who have been sitting in lane. Although they did just secure a kill. Faceless Void did an Invoker with the help of that Chronosphere. He still has not died yet. He's amassed 2 assists and 36 last hits. Very respectable. He's able to get earn his shadows out. And now level 6. He has his Impetus, Impetus. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Good damage in a pinch. Very mana intensive though. He instead will grab a Hellbear Smasher and push out on lane. 2 creeps already occupying the mid lane to help out XZ on the Death Prophet. And we see Doom now roaming into the jungle. Just Midasing a Mud Golem and continuing on. This critical strike and pack leader aura from the Alpha Wolf. He'll probably wish to keep for a long time. And with the help of that Vampiric aura, Lai Gaming control another tower. That's 2 towers to 0. And they rotate into the jungle. It's now 2 smokes on Enchantress. She's been sitting on them for a while, seeing if an opportunity presents itself. Death Prophet will sit at this bottom rune for another 5 seconds. Oh, that's a pretty neat sword there. Regalia of the Wraith Lord's sword. We see another Centaur Conqueror chosen by Enchantress, and she's just rotating to her bottom lane to make this the 3rd consecutive tower that falls with the assistance of Enchantress and her creeps. But more importantly, Wraith King is here with his Vampiric aura, or the Mortal Strike actually. He hasn't even picked up the Vampiric aura. Instead going for the damage. Siege Creep is doing quite a bit of work now though.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
That teleportation is cancelled.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But Enchantress, having assisted in all 3 of the outer tier 1s falling, will just move in to the jungle, kill 1 creep, and think about her next item. She's amassing 1,000 gold, could work on a medallion next, and think about when to use the Smoke Deceit. And with that 3rd tower falling, we are going to choose to take a break. This is what I would consider the end of the early phase, or the laning phase, of this Dota match. We're seeing a lot more grouping up. Enchantress grouping up with Wraith King and Shadow Demon to secure the 3rd tower. A lot more roaming. Our heroes are leaving their lanes now that they don't have the assistance of that tier 1 tower. Most of our heroes are level 6. Enchantress's Impetus, not quite as important as an ultimate because of its high mana cost early on. But she's still getting a lot done, and with another item coming out soon, we'll perhaps see Roshan kills, a smoke Roshan perhaps, or more smoke kills coming out for her. We'll come back after this relaxing music break to see the continuation of episode 11 of Def's Daily Dose of Dota. Till then.